Hello everybody, so this is a continuation of a video I made yesterday, my moto diary. So a new entry in a moto diary. Wunderlich seats arrived today. So this is the rear and this is the front, the high version, see? So the rear came with a few additional parts needs to be installed. So two small rubber square bumpers like this, 1 and 2, which I had to glue myself. They were supplied with our parts, and also some kind of rubber bushings. Let me try to retrieve one like that. And manual says that you need to keep out of 6 in the rear. Let's open the manual. Yeah, so these two stays were all from BMW original ones, and these 4 to be replaced with Wunderlich rubber bumpers for the seat to properly be supported, I guess, which I'm going to do. And they supplied 6 of those rubber bumpers in case you lose 1 or 2 instead of 4, which is good. And we supplied with 4 of those rubber square thingies or silicone, whatever we made of, to put in here for I don't know what reason. So 2 you put in and 2 spares. So I was thinking in the beginning that we use a standard BMW bottom plastic part, but apparently not. Or maybe we just engrave where Wunderlich in here, but in any case we have a Wunderlich logo in here, made in Germany, and whatever part number. So this area in here looks similar, so there is a space for the standard small toolkit for GS, which you can find under rear seat. But we didn't supply the rubber O-ring, the big O-ring which holds it all together, so that needs to be reused from the old seat. That is fine. And this is a front seat, so okay, so rear and the front. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I ordered the high version, the highest one. So let's see how this will fit. It's quite heavy actually. Again, in here you can see the Wunderlich logo and writings, part numbers, and we even have this little thing to hold your modes plug in here if you for whatever reason choose not to install it, which I don't see any reason not to. Now the difference is that this seat comes with aluminum lock rod or whatever, which locks the seat in place, and the standard one is plastic, which is a nice upgrade. They came within those like 2 bags, I guess, made of whatever, some sort of a material. So cardboard boxes, and then inside paper cushioning and rubber bag, and this material, whatever, bags, material, fabric, whatever you call them. Anyway, so that's the seat. It kind of actually feels quite firm. Let's check the GS standard seat. Yeah, this is softer for sure. And because I don't have anyone else to film me, I'm alone here as always. I'll probably will have 2 choices, either to try to set up my phone somehow so you would see installation, which would be boring, or I'll just turn this off and then, you know, do another part. I guess not really space here to put anywhere my phone, so what should I do? I guess part 2. Okay, so looks like there will be more than 2 parts. So what I did is, first of all, what did work. So I successfully quite easily removed those BMW bushings from under the seat. Installed those from Wunderlich, the longer ones. So to install these I had to apply some silicone oil on them, so otherwise we didn't want it to go in. So I'm using a little screwdriver to push on the side, little silicone oil, we went in. As for the rear seat itself, so I moved, so this is the original BMW one. So I moved this rubber thing, which holds everything, into this one, and I tried to put all the keys in their places. Unfortunately, there is a problem. So on this one, on the original seat, it's a little bit different dimensions here. It has this stop as well, where this little key, it grabs it, kind of grabs around it like this. So Wunderlich forgot about it. So we had this kind of thingies, but not that. And so it didn't work. So I tried to cut them to create something like that. But as soon as I apply this rubber, my key would tilt and it would be easier to lose it. So the solution is to put these two together. It's kind of fine, it's not going to slide off, so it's going to stay in place anyway. So a little disappointment already, just one. Well, I'll keep updating. Seats are in place, and as I thought, so right now I set the front in a low position and the rear in a low position. And as you can see from the side, the seat has a tilt to the rear. So these sides are elevated when you have deeper area. So front to this is actually down slope into this direction. Perfect. Without need to raise the front higher. So I have an option actually to raise the front even higher, and then I have even more down slope. But now it should be like in a close to perfect kind of way. You see, it's actually going downward from here down. Exactly how it should have been from very beginning. So, and rear seat has this big bump on it in here. So whoever is going to sit here, and also it is lower in this area than on the sides. So I think for the passenger, if I would ever have one, it would be quite nice as well. Interesting thing, like this seat, so when the front is in a low position in the rear, this seat can be installed in two positions, because if you know, maybe you don't, but on a GS, and it's quite a tight, yeah, you need to press on the seat very like firmly because of these higher bumpers in there to lock it in, and probably do the same to unlock. Yeah, it's quite stiff. Come on, sorry, I cannot show. Yeah, come on, unlock. Doesn't want to unlock now, that's sad. Come on. Hey, what's going on? Okay, yeah. Oh my god. It's very tight fit in there. But GS, it has two positions for the seat. So this one and that one. So seat can be installed more, rear seat more towards the driver or further away from him. And also in here we have these two positions, one is higher than another. So if a seat is moved forward towards the rider, it kind of ends up in a little bit higher position. And you see here as well, elevated one otherwise. And on adventure, with standard adventure seats, that is not really possible because of a seat configuration. On normal GS, sometimes you can do that, depending again on what type of a seat BMW have many different seats available as well. So depending on what you have there from BMW, you can or cannot do that. And moving it into let's say more forward position allows you to provide kind of a back support, which is nice, something like a rest for your bottom half of spine, or moving it back so further away like this when you don't have that, but you have more space on the seat to move back and forth. Right now I'm thinking, let me install it back. At the moment at least I'm thinking that this position kind of in a more forward way would suit me more. Come on. Yeah, it's really tight. Oh my god. Come on. What's going on there? Yeah, it's definitely not as easy and seamless as with a standard BMW option to lock it in, you know, but possible. Yeah, here we go. Sorry for the black screen, had to put the phone down. Yeah, so now it's in the most, like, rear is a forward position, and this will be your kind of a rest, possibly for the back. Looks, so looking at this you can see some waves in it, but they say it's handmade, so if it's handmade then that's expected. It does look like more posh than a standard. Question for how long these seals would stay intact. Let's hope that they are strong enough and my butt would not make them disappear with a time. So we shall see, but I'm really happy about the angle. So even front and rear in a low position it has this down slope, and when I have an option to install it in a higher position just to relieve my knees, but when rear needs to be moved back. Yeah, so I'll probably take it for a ride here in the corridor of like large garage where I am and see how that feels, and I'll report back. Continuation, few laps in the corridor of a garage back and forth. What can I say? So the seat feels harder than standard adventure seat, much harder I would say. Again, I'm not sure, it's not uncomfortable, but definitely harder. Not sure how it will translate to like real life long trips, we shall see, but it does feel harder. Now reaching to the ground, it feels about the same, so my both legs are flat on the ground. Even I can bend a knee a little bit if I want to, but it feels wider right here in the crotch area, just more padding on the sides. And I sit on it, I still feel like if I relax like this, I still feel that a little bit kind of almost neutral, but still there is a little bit like moving forward kind of a thing happening, even though by the looks of it shouldn't. Yeah, so I'll try to set the front in a high position and see how it goes. But I have a suspicion that if I lift the front, it may be too high for me to put both feet like flat on the ground on it. But we shall see. I'll update in a second. So I guess last part with conclusion. So I set the front of the seat to a high Rear stayed on the low, now it tilted back quite a lot with seat, as you can see. And in this position it feels freaking great. It feels really good. Like my body said yes to this configuration with a Wunderlich. Like front in the high, back in the low. But because this seat is quite high, now I cannot be flat-footed on both sides of a bike. Kind of a tippy toes now. Let's see if I can show this. Yeah, so I cannot, like, almost wear, but not really, like just a little space left to put both feet on the ground firmly. I can still support myself, but not flat-footed in this configuration on this high seat from Wunderlich. But man, when I sit on it, it feels freaking amazing. Just as it's supposed to be. Like a whole body relaxes immediately. And the knee angle is quite alright, as I like it. Legs not too much bent at all. Potentially riding long distances I can even do that, which helps sometimes to relieve pain in the knee or fatigue in the knees per se. Just leave the feet hanging easily without bending them and lifting them. And so a question is, should I leave it like this with a high seat, or should I go for the low seat, not low, but sorry, a standard seat height? That's a question. Where are my cigarettes? So here we are. Let's have a smoke and think. 1 second. So that our seat will be something like 25 millimeters lower than this one. So higher bend in the knees. Not sure. Well, I'm not sure. So for off-road use, of course, a little bit lower seat would be better, because sometimes you're lazy or tired. And I'm not talking about like a cheap off-road like people show in videos. Oh, we're riding on the freaking gravel road or whatever, not paved road, and oh, I'm off-road. No, I'm not talking about that. That is not a problem. Problem is when you're actually in quite a deep, things, like deep mud and stuff. Sometimes in where you need to put your knee down, so your leg down. And with this seat it would be hard, because this is at the limit. This is like the maximum I would even accept for the road at the moment. However, it serves a good purpose to keeping the knee angle very relaxed. And I can drop my both feet, if knees are tired, and just ride for a few kilometers like that to restore whatever fluids and blood circulation in the legs. Yeah, so that's really a question. What to do? Swap this for a standard height, or keep this as it is? I don't really know what would be the right answer. So return policy for Wunderlich is 60 days. So I have some time to decide, I guess. But only tests I would be able to do in that time are probably here in the garage, that's all. Or maybe there is an option to buy another one, standard height, put it in, try it on, and then return one of them, because one I will definitely keep. So that's the review. So it is harder than standard GS Adventure seat. It has kind of a little bit slope down towards the back when installed, and the front and the rear in the same position, like low or high. It allows for the rear seat to be used in both positions available on a GS and GS Adventure. So rear seat forward, rear seat backward. When you put in like removal and installation of a rear seat is harder now. You need to press on it quite hard, both to lock and to unlock it, which is maybe not great, but kind of works. The whole installation process is quite easy, can be done by anyone, I think. Silicone spray will help a lot to install those high rubber bushings for the rear seat, which Wunderlich supplies. Yeah, it's just a question with my specific complexion, with my 1 meter 83 centimeters or 6 feet height, but long legs. What would be a better option? To keep this high seat, which would definitely be better for the longer distance rides because of a knee angle and stops only for fuel and things like that, or go for the standard height seat, which in this configuration with a front high and a rear low, which provides for me the best comfort available. Definitely, it's so relaxing, so nice to be on it in this position. For me, yeah. So the little bit lower seat, so a standard height, would allow me to keep it in this position, and I could reach the ground flat-footed, both legs easily. It should be better for off-road use, but a little bit worse for the long distance trips. Yeah, that's a dilemma to solve. Anyway, that's pretty much the whole report now about this Wunderlich seats. I cannot think about anything else, I think, at the moment. Needs more testing and thinking. Yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching.